Yeah. Hi, David. You okay?
Hi, Jeremy.
Yeah, good stuff. Nice to speak to you again. Can we just check, is everyone back safe and well from the internationals? And is Declan and Fornals okay for this weekend?
At the moment, everybody looks okay. We're obviously still assessing people who have returned because of the late returns most of them had yesterday. It's not made it that easy to get everybody back together, but I'm sure it's the same for every other club as well.
Yeah, Mickey's been away, of course, with Jamaica. There's been talk about that private jet back from Jamaica, or the charter. Is that going to make him ready, do you think, for the game at Wolves? And what about his 2 spectacular goals for Jamaica?
Well, I'm glad to get Mick back. He's really important to us, so the quicker we get him back, the better. But I'm sure a lot of people have had to come back, try and get players back quickly for games, and other clubs do so as well. So we felt it was worth trying to get Mick back a little bit quicker if we could, because it was a really late return for him. But yeah, I'm pleased to be away and got his goals. But I'm even happier I've got him back now and hopefully ready to go.
You're having to carry on, of course, without Ogbonna after that injury he's got. I mean, what's the news on his rehab? Is he going to have surgery, and when do you think he might be back?
No, he is going to have surgery. We think surgery will take place over the next couple of days. It's really sad because he's done a great job for us. He's a great boy. He's a great team player. He's someone we love having around, and more importantly, his performances have been excellent for us. So it's a real sad moment for him and also for us.
And he's been an ever-present too in the Premier League. Is he out for the season?
Well, I think most people who know much about injuries and listen to what the doctors say, cruciate ligament injuries tend to take, I think, somewhere around about 9 months. We only need to look at Van Dijk and people of that ilk and how long it takes for recovery. I don't think there's a quick return from cruciates. I think there is a period which it has to be taken in recovery time. So I would probably say yes. I think it'll be hard for Angela to be back this season.
Sure. What about Wolves, David? You're so good on the road, 11 unbeaten in all football on the road. It's a sign of your team, isn't it, that you're so difficult to beat away from home?
Well, it's hopefully getting away from this West Ham, which isn't that good away from home and doesn't always play so well and might be a little bit mixed. I think hopefully we're trying to rid that, but we've got a long way to go to make sure that we don't have that tag. I feel that we've got to keep it up. We've got to keep focused. We've got to keep pushing on. And I'm really pleased with the way the players are performing. Really pleased with how they've done away from home. But every game, there's always a new one in this business, and you've got to try and win the next one.
Yeah, sure. Just finally from me, looks like Jesse Lingard won't be renewing his contract with United and could be available again in January. Of course, last January, he came and was a sensation. If he were available, would you like him back at the London Stadium?
Well, look, he's a Manchester United player, and I'm not going to talk about players at other clubs, but all I can say, we really enjoyed having Jesse. He made a great contribution to the team, and he's helped the team. The team's moved on. We've kicked on again. So, look, Jesse's a Man United player, and it's for them to decide what he does.
Thanks, Jeremy. Naz at Kilping.
Hi, David. You okay?
Hi, Naz.
You've created this wonderful team spirit amongst this group of very talented footballers that you've got in the squad. Is that part of the recent successes that you're having, do you think?
I think team spirit over many years, Naz, has always been really important, whether it's now or in years gone by. There was different ways of building team spirit maybe 10, 20 years ago and how it was done. But I think team spirit nowadays comes from winning, comes from having good players and people committed. And I think we've got that. The players have made the spirit by their performances, but we've had to drive it on and keep them going. And thankfully they're producing really well at the moment.
Jerry mentioned Mikel's two goals. Is Antonio playing the best football of his career, in your opinion, right now?
I'm pausing because I think he can play better. And I think he's got more to come, and I hope that his performances will step up again. His goals for Jamaica are great, but I want his goals for West Ham, so I'm looking for more goals from West Ham.
And in terms of Wolves, they had a bit of a shaky start, but the performances in that run were pretty good. What have you made of what Bruno's done there? And it's going to be a fairly decent sized test for you, isn't it, at the weekend?
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job. He's took over from Nuno, who done an excellent job. And let's be fair, Wolves were one of the best up and coming sides over the last 3-4 years. The run they had in Europe, how well they'd done in the Premier League. They were a really difficult team and are a difficult team to play against over the years. So I think they've done well. After a difficult start, possibly with a new manager coming in, they've found their feet and they're making games difficult. We've seen that in lots of their games recently. So it'll be a tough game at Molineux.
We know nothing's sort of decided in November, December time, but how proud are you of the achievements of the team so far, sitting in the position you're sitting in, and what you've achieved so far in the Premier League and in Europe to this point? It must be really, really satisfying.
Look, if the season was, I think we've played 11 games now, if the season was finishing now, I would be ecstatic how well the players have done. I'd be celebrating, I'd be drinking champagne, I'd be doing everything you would expect because of how good the players in the team have done. But unfortunately, we've got about another 20 odd games to go, more than that. So I can't do that yet. But what we can do is continue how we've been playing, try and keep the players pushing on. And I generally feel as if we can play better. I really do. I think there's more to come. I think we've got players who can step up again, and I'm expecting that from them in the coming weeks.
Thanks, Naz. Moose?
David, hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Are your team title challengers?
No, but I want to challenge the top four. I said that right at the start of the season. We finished 2 points outside Champions League last year. Can I challenge the top four? I don't know who the top four are going to be, but I felt that would be a good target to give the players, and I felt it was a sort of realistic chance to say, come on, can we take them on? Can we challenge them? Can we give them a better game when we play them? Can we be as consistent as we were last season when we finished in the Europa League? At the moment, I'd have to say the players are showing that they can do that, but we're only a third of the season through probably at the moment, so we'll get quite a good bit to go yet.
So I shouldn't get my little spot ready for the open top bus parade just yet. I'll wait a while, shall I?
No, don't. You never know. Don't rule it out.
Yesterday on TalkSport, Glenn Hoddle described Declan Rice as the best player in the Premier League. Would you agree, or can he get to that position?
Well, he's not telling us anything that we don't know here at West Ham. But what I do know is that Glenn Hoddle's a really good judge of footballers. He has been all through his career. He was a great footballer himself, and he's a really good judge of players. So if you're getting that from Glenn Hoddle, it'll not be far off the mark.
So how good can Deck be? He's 22. He's already got to Euro final. He's captain of his club. He's made 150 appearances. How good can this player be?
Well, at the moment, he's as good as MD in my mind. But we're sort of keeping it quite calm. We're not talking too much about it if we can help it, But obviously, he's such a good talent. He's earning all the praise himself, and the accolades are coming from all the pundits and everybody around. Quite rightly so. He's a very good player.
A couple of quick ones to end with. First of all, set-piece goals. West Ham has shown this season just how important that is in football. Are you worried that teams are going to start coupling on and maybe trying to stop Craig Dawson and Zuma SL from scoring these goals?
Yeah. So what we've got to do is keep what we do fresh. We've got to try and be new, keep them all thinking what we're going to try and do, and make sure that we keep doing it. I've said before, I think it's quite often said, set pieces, sometimes think it's nearly a bad work to score goals from set pieces, but we have so many clubs now who are investing in set piece coaches and people who are experts on it. So it's a real valuable asset. But what we've actually got is people who can head the ball in the box, and we've got 2 or 3 people who are really good deliverers of the ball as well.
And finally, when you came to West Ham, I remember at the press conference asking you whether this was a chance for you to reinvent yourself, which you obviously have, because we have Man United fans ringing up radio stations like ours the whole time saying they wish they'd never got rid of you. There are lots of other people saying that you're the best manager in the Premier League right now. Do you see yourself as having reinvented yourself?
No, I see every week as having a challenge. I think that I have to prove myself every week as a manager, but I think all managers are the same. We've had to see that, unfortunately, over the last few weeks that how difficult it is for managers to keep their jobs. It can be, some managers have lost their jobs very quickly when it doesn't look as if it's correct. And so for me, I think the job is, I'm really pleased that things are going well, but I'm more pleased for West Ham United Football Club, because I think for them to have been turned around, they're doing so much good stuff, where crowds are there, we're full, we're getting more seats in the stadium, we're getting more people coming to the games, and I think that the West Ham supporters are enjoying their football. So I'm probably more pleased with that than one situation, because I've always had belief that I can coach and I can manage. Sometimes you need people to trust in you and give you that opportunity.
Thanks, Moyes. Emma?
Good afternoon, David.
Hi, Emma.
I don't know if this is a question for you or if it's somewhere else in the club, but the news about Austria and the shutdown, I just wonder if West Ham know what that's going to mean for that Europa League match next week.
I'm guessing you're talking about Austria itself, Emma.
Yeah.
No, I've got to say, Emma, I've only just been given that message as I walked in the door. I wasn't aware of that, but I'm sure Ben here could give you anything if you want something on that. I don't know exactly.
Emma, we're waiting for more clarification on that, but there isn't anything to suggest that the game will be in Down at all. It's just a case of whether there's fans, obviously, from the Rapid end as well.
Yeah. Last time we spoke to you, you were expecting new investment. That has happened, I think, during the international break. I just wonder if you've had a conversation with the new investor and what you think that means for West Ham, the fact that you've got, somebody else coming in and showing their support for the club.
Yeah, it's great. We got a new coffee machine, Emma, the other day.
Oh, lovely.
It's really good. Yeah, nice coffee machine in. So we're going to get that. So, no, look, it's. I got a chance to meet Daniel after the game against Liverpool. He seems a very charming fella. I think he's a really good addition to the board. Everybody's telling me so. I'm looking forward to working with him. I've only had a 5-minute conversation, Emma. So. Regards investment, I'm maybe not the best one to talk to about that, but it looks and feels like a good move for West Ham, and I think not only the club, but I think supporters feel that way as well. I think we're all looking forward to him having an impact and helping us going forward.
Are you an anxious manager during international breaks? Because I'm sure you want your players to be doing well, but you also want them to be returned to you fit and ready to play for their club again.
Very. Because I think, I might be wrong, Emma, but I might be wondering how many people this week won't be fit, players who've been on international duty, people who've been away. And I just think that it's just beginning to take a toll on a lot of players now, the amount of games that they've had, and especially the international boys. And it's quite quickly brushed under the table because people don't want to talk about it. They want to talk about the game, they want to talk about what's happening, they want to report on the game. But really, I might be wrong, but I've just got a feeling you might find there's quite a lot of international players who are really toiling.
Is that something that needs to be addressed? I mean, it's a difficult thing to balance, isn't it? The club and country.
Yeah, it is, and I don't think we can change it. Emma, we're thrilled because we've got European games, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Sunday, Thursday, as I said many times, I hope it becomes Saturday, Wednesday or Saturday, Tuesday. But at the moment, that's what we've got. But we've also got boys on international duty. We'll probably get more players at West Ham away than we've had in the past. So this is all slightly new territory for some of us. But I hope that the players are all fine. But I just see that I'm looking at England, for example, the players who had to drop out. And, Declan Rice had a terrible virus, played really ill last week against Liverpool and played brilliantly well, but was incredibly ill. So you can see things are happening. It's just part of football, whether it be illness, whether it be injury, or will it just be general fatigue for them all.
And finally from me, when you played Wolves away last season, it was towards the end of the season, but it was a game that moved you into the top 4. It's much earlier days this season, but do you think you and the players genuinely believe that the Champions League football is a possibility for you?
I don't see why I shouldn't think that way. I'm not saying it's the right way, but I'd like to think positively. I keep using it. I want to challenge whoever the top 4 are. Now, I might not end up in the top 4, I might end up somewhere else, but I don't see any reason why I don't want to try and take it on and have a go at it. I think in one-off games, I think we'll have a chance against most teams. Can we do that over the season in the Premier League? That will be the real test, whether we can keep that going. But at the moment, we're showing a pretty good level of consistency, not just this season, but if you even look back over last season where we've been a pretty consistent side. So the thing is to try and keep that going.
Thanks, Emma. Cameras off, please. Jack, do you want to start the rip, please?